To create a Collaborate session within one of your courses, you need to enter the course you'd like the session to appear in. This can also be done in a group, and look for the Blackboard Collaborate link in the left column. This brings up a very handy interface that shows all the sessions you have actively going and allows you to create a new one. Something important to note is that you can create sessions that last the whole year. So you can see I have Johnson Classroom starting in July of 2012 and going to June of 2013, which is nice. I can then just use this one link all year long. Just please be aware that if the session starts before your course start date, students won't be able to see these. So I actually set up this Johnson Classroom before my classroom actually started. So I've made a second link called Office Hours Links that goes the whole year. And this one started in September, which was after my course start date. So I am good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I create a new session. Click the Create Session button. Give your session a title, and pick the start and end times. And if this is a session you want to use just once, you can have it start and end at the same day. You must pick a start time that's at least 15 minutes ahead of the current time. And it's always good to give yourself a little bit of extra time. Down below, you'll see all the participants that are listed in your class, and you can decide if you would like them to be participants or moderators. So any co-admins in the class can have moderator rights by default. If I wanted to change that, I can just move the check mark to the other side, and all of my students by default will come in as simply participants. These roles can be adjusted once you are in the Blackboard Collaborate session as well. So that looks good, time looks good. The one thing I do want to highlight is the recording. It defaults to being automatic, and I don't like the recording to start automatically when I enter the session. I like to start it when I'm ready to go, so there's not empty silence ahead of time as I'm setting up my whiteboard. So I will always change this to manual. And click the Create Session button. So now you see the personal narrative webinar that has popped into my session recording list. I will not be able to use my join link until the session actually starts. So at 2:15 I'll be able to join my session. Let's pop over to a student's point of view so you can see what it looks like to a student. So here's that same practice section that I've created, and now I'm one of the students in my class, and if I go down to the Blackboard Collaborate link, I don't have an option to make a session as I do when I'm in my teacher view. But I can see the office hours link that is the same link for the entire year. I can use the join button to join right there. And I can see the personal narrative webinar link that is only good for the 18th. And again, this is where students will join. To access recordings, it's similar for both teachers and students. First, let's look at the student view. So I recorded my office hours from the 17th, and you can see that the link to view that recording is right here for a student. If you want to share your links in a different way, you certainly can. I've switched back to teacher view. And if I wanted to invite someone to my webinar who is not on my class roster, I can use these additional options over here to the right of my webinar link. So the join link is an active one. When I hover over it, it wants to actually take me to my session. But these additional links here are not active. So I can go in and I can delete the session. I can use the edit button to edit my session details. And if I want to make my link more visible in my course or email it out to participants, I can hover over the public guest link, give it a click, and it doesn't launch the session, but this is the link that will take people directly to my session as a participant. And I can copy this link. I can send it in an email, or I can even just go somewhere else in my course. Maybe I want to put it on the course updates page. And I can post it to my class in that way. So as you can see, setting up Blackboard Collaborate sessions within Schoology is very easy, and it's very easy for your students to both find your sessions and to find your recordings, particularly if you've used very descriptive session names.